On September 9, 2016, North Korea just demonstrated their growing nuclear capabilities with their most recent nuclear test. Starting in October of 2006, North Korea set off their first nuclear test. This test detonation was only equivalent to less than 1 kiloton or 1,000 tons of TNT. But each test since then has gone up in their destructive capabilities. During their second test in May of 2009, their nuclear test was equivalent to 2 kilotons of TNT. The third test in February of 2013 was equivalent to between 6 and 7 kilotons of TNT. Their recent test in January of this year, 2016, was a little bit smaller and only equivalent to between 3 and 4 kilotons of TNT. But their most recent test, just a few short days ago, was their most destructive yet, being equivalent to be between 9 and 10 kilotons of TNT. Another way of looking at the increase in North Korea's nuclear capabilities is to look at the seismic activity of the nuclear test. Back in October of 2006, the first test was seen with seismic activity at a magnitude of 4.3. The next nuclear test in 2009 jumped it up to a magnitude of 4.7 on the Richter scale. In 2013 and January of 2016, the magnitudes of the two nuclear tests were the same, being at 5.1. And then the most recent attack on September 9, 2016 was seen at a magnitude of 5.3 on the Richter scale. With this increase in nuclear capability, the world is asking, can North Korea actually put the nuclear warhead on top of these smaller missiles and be able to launch them? North Korea most recently put out a press release saying that yes, this most recent test has the size to be placed atop a small strategic ballistic missile. But while North Korea has stated this, we do not know the true extent of their missile technology until they actually launch a nuclear missile against one of the countries in the world. With this new information regarding nuclear missile testing, the rest of the world must come up with some type of response against the North Koreans. According to information from CNN, the former ambassador to South Korea, Christopher Hill, states that it is time to stop guessing about their capabilities in North Korea and start planning a response to it. Christopher Hill also states that in order to face this increasing nuclear threat, the United States government must work with the Chinese government. Well, in the past, the United States has always told China to go and try and fix this problem with the North Korean government and always leave them isolated. It is time for us to actually begin to work with the Chinese government and try and fix this. There are many other countries around the world that are denouncing these nuclear tests. Some of them include Russia, Japan, and South Korea. The Japanese Prime Minister has just put out a press release saying that these new nuclear testing is becoming a severe threat to the safety of the country. And then according to BBC News, the South Korean government and military have put out plans to destroy Pyongyang, which is the North Korean capital city, if North Korea shows any signs of mounting a nuclear attack. Another way that the United States and South Korea plan to respond to the threat of nuclear warheads being launched against them is to use the THAAD defense system. THAAD stands for Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, which is designed to shoot down short, medium, and intermediate ballistic missiles, which is what North Korea claims to have. The THAAD system is composed of 5 major components, which are interceptors, launchers, radar, fire control unit, and support equipment. So at first, the radar will detect the missile. Those manning the systems identify the threat, and then the launcher, mounted to a truck, fires a projectile, which is called an interceptor. And this is launched at the ballistic missile in the hopes of destroying it using kinetic energy, which is basically using its own sheer speed to stop the missile, and there is no detonation. The idea of why THAAD is a good defense against a nuclear missile is because it destroys the nuclear missile with the interceptor by collision, not detonation, hopefully stopping a nuclear detonation. THAAD has been in use in other areas of the world, including Guam and Hawaii. North Korea has been increasing their nuclear capability over the last 10 years. Their latest test only a few days ago was their biggest one yet. With this new test, the rest of the world is looking for ways to respond to the new possibility of a nuclear threat.